And here we are. We were waiting for this moment for a while, even though it happened really fast. I'm happy to greet you all. An official launch of the book called Leadership Challenged: From Paradox to New Horizons. We follow some deep, inspiring vibe within not only eco-civilization movement, but within the entire network of partner networks and individuals and groups that we co-create together something that is emerging and it's offering itself, but it needs manifestation in a form of human thinking and action and feeling in order to then serve humanity to human better or human well, as Alexander would say. So I do believe that all our efforts are more than just hope. They're also more than just a dream. They go beyond just individual interests. And yes, the times are asking us to imagine and walk the path that will show a more brighter, more collaborative, and more engaging future for us all in accordance with this beautiful, inspiring planet Earth. Eco-civilization movement itself, which is holding the space for all this emergence, is coming forward as a disruptive global cluster of people who care. It's a very simple definition. So we're trying to bring together people who care, who are willing to engage, who are willing to communicate, who are willing to get challenged and grow with the rest of the people who come and share this space. Some interesting thoughts evolved over the years. We are now in the 7th year, and I feel that it's worth sharing them because then this book that we are launching today will have maybe even a deeper meaning. So eco-civilization itself as a concept, and it goes way back to when I've heard it the first time, 2011, and Alexander will share those motions because we've been for a year sort of trying to imagine something that will go beyond what we were experiencing at that time. And refers to a societal model that integrates, on one hand, ecological sustainability, on the other hand, environmental harmony, and uses that to inspire the fundamental principles of the way how human civilization should evolve. And I hate the word should, but has the potentials to evolve. So the movement, we see it as a very holistic approach to societal development that places a well-being of the planet and humanity as part of it, of course, at the core of everything that we humans do. And I think here with our friend Ravi, we resonate really well because he puts that as the essence of his book that we published this year as well. This movement also envisions a harmonious coexistence between humanity and the planet itself in a way that it recognizes that we are one. So therefore, the health and prosperity of both are completely intertwined or even embedded, if you want. So one more thought about this 6.5 years came from one of our dear colleagues and friends, Eco-Civilization Wing for Great Britain, who she said that we think of it, meaning ecological civilization, as the third horizon. A future we are all aiming for, but is not yet fully manifested. I think that really expresses so well the condition we are in, and it's inviting us that we get comfortable with unknown and that we have confidence that regardless what comes tomorrow, once we engage together, we'll always find the answer or the way forward. And that, at least for me, is such an empowering thought. And that's exactly what drives me personally to hold space for things like this. So why leadership challenged? Well, I'll be very pragmatic and say, well, look around. How many leadership schools and classes and different sessions and discussions we have in the world? And more we have, and this is actually growing really fast, worse seems the world it is. So what's happening here? And I somehow feel that life keeps going and keeps evolving. And at one point, the tools with the static perception of the world simply become obsolete, and they can no longer handle the way how life evolved and the way how life moved forward. So I do think that new civilization paradigm is around the corner, and that the new mindset is really needed. And that will seek also new organizational structures. So we will have to continue to imagine. An existing leadership style doesn't seem to be up to the task. So yes, we are invited not to only rethink, but also resense, reimagine, and just be brave and bold in this process. So that's how the idea came. Let's dive into this. So we did not decide at the beginning about the final result, but just entered into the flow of emergence. So this year, we decided to have and host the Year of Leadership Challenge in 2025, where we have addressed many different topics related to this particular area of interest. So the book is really the consequence of that. And the fact that the topic was attractive and the discussions offered some very tangible and fresh new views over what's happening, not only in the field of leadership, but in the field of relational intelligence around us. That really contributed a lot, that only in 6 months we were able to then deliver the book that is now in front of you. So first, I really have to say a deep thank you to colleagues who were holding space for this Year of Leadership Challenge to evolve. So I'm glad that Mar and Lev are today with us, and I will ask them later on to share their thoughts about it. Andrea is with us in the spirit. Due to some personal reasons, she could not be with us today. So thank you very much, because as I said already, that in this Year of Leadership Challenge, we managed to raise the awareness about the necessity to search for something fresh and new. We have challenged many principles and concepts, and we dare to go and look beyond together with all the speakers of the Year of Leadership Challenge. So thank you very much for delivering on the mission of this year and giving us such an incredible, stimulating ecosystem to work with, and to invite then people to contribute to the book. So out of 26 speakers that we had in this year of Leadership Challenged, we now have 24 co-authors and 5 members of the project team that contributed to the book, The Leadership Challenge. It looks good, it feels good, vibrates well, and I'm hoping that together with all of you, we will continue to evolve and continue this process of evolution. So the book is also officially registered It has official COBIS certification and ISBN number, so all the articles can be now officially used also as a reference points in any other contributions, academic or non-academic. The purpose of the book itself, the book itself has a mission, and I hear that somebody's not muted, so I would very much appreciate if you can mute yourself.
I think the last thing is.
Yes, thank you. So the book itself has a mission, which, oops, no, it's rushing back forward, which is to question current leadership models even further based on all our discussions, and to actually show the momentum, in which we are today with the progressive thinking, to explore leadership now beyond the static tools, more as a dynamic and an emerging element of our decision-making process. To, of course, capture all these diverse perspectives that come from all over the world, and to encourage really a shift in competences from some sort of authority and control and direction more into the field of perception, relational intelligence, and collective coherence. And of course, to inspire, to see and recognize leadership again as a capacity to enable transformation and nurture collaboration and act really responsibly within complex systems. I found this map very encouraging. The authors of this book come from all over the world. And the fact that there are there are a lot of basically points from Europe, it doesn't show the whole picture because there are several authors from India, and in the future we need to start writing which state in India that we can put more markers over there. But it's really great to see that now this network is growing, the interest is growing, and we have more and more people coming on board. I have to say now a really special thanks to those people who made this book really happen. First of all, to my dear colleague Marina, and she will speak after me and explain how this book came actually about and all the challenges that they were facing. But she was the editor in charge. She coordinated all of us, and thank you, Marina. Without you, this book would not see the light of today, and especially that we were able to stick to the plans. We changed them a little bit, but we still delivered within 6 months, which was an amazing result. With Marina, we found this really great group of people in Russia who are part also of Eco-Civilization Russia and Living Cities Union, a very progressive group who also took this challenging job to design the book itself and the whole layout. But the front page comes from dear friend from India, designer, who was brought to us by Rajni. And Rajni, thank you very much for your excellent choice. And this designer has been with us as a front page designer now throughout all books that we published so far. So thank you very much. And of course, this book has a new dimension as well, which we have practiced already with the book, The Water, the Essence of Life. We invited one of a Slovenian painter, Marko Hergot, illustrator and painter, who contributed 24 paintings for the book. So you will see that that adds additional vibration. Of course, the book is associated with costs as well. So I'm very grateful that there were few angels who offered help. And I gotta say, of course, a special thank to Mattia Masi, Peter Ryan, and Natasha Posavec, who contributed. And together we put a budget together to be able to publish this. So Thanks to all. Well, special thanks, of course, to all co-creators, speakers of the Year of Leadership Challenge, as I said before already, and to all authors of the book Leadership Challenged. As we saw before, they're coming from 13 different countries, and it feels great to be able to say openly, thank you again for the fact that you care, the fact that you recognize this sort of volunteering movement to be strong enough that you dedicate your time, your thoughts, and of course your precious resources to be able to be part of this story. So thanks a lot, and I hope that now you feel that it was worth it. Just a little personal reflection before I pass the word to Marina. For me, it is really an inspiring achievement of people who care from all over the world, from all over this beautiful planet Earth. And it sets a new foundation for the future engagements. It is sort of now we captured the momentum in time and space, and it's sort of now frozen and it can be used as a stable platform for all our emerging new thoughts in the future and the new engagements that will come. But it also shows that all around the world there are leadership styles, tools, and models beyond the competition model. And they do deliver successful outcome. And not only for the owners, but for the entire ecosystems. And that feels so good. And also, it is strengthening my trust in humanity and collaboration. Just the way how the whole Year of Leadership Challenge came about, the way how the book came about, and also the way how we already see on social media how people are responding. It simply is worth it from my point of view. And later on, we will see and dive into these progressive topics that are also the leading topics of the book itself, in a revolution of leadership, relational and collective leadership, systemic and complexity aware leadership, planetary leadership, inspiring the way towards ecological civilization. All these are progressive new terms. They haven't been really well established in the mainstream use, so we have a lot of exciting job to do. But I'm glad that we captured them together in one book, and that again for me was very, and it is still very inspiring. And now, without further ado, I'd like to bring on board Marina, the editor of the book, and she will speak a little bit more about how the book came about and about the content of the book itself. So, Marina, the word is yours.
Thank you so much, Violeta. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I will. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, so we would like to show you a little bit the content of our book. And I'm sending to all of you greetings from Cambridge University, where I'm working today. And it's very hot. And I hope that this sunny weather will bring warmth in our hearts in each part of the planet, wherever you join us. So again, it's a great honor to have worked with 24 individual contributors from different areas of work, from different academic and practical experience, and to create such a deep volume of thought, of cutting edge vision of what the leadership should become. With our help, with our contribution, with our deep work all together. So the architecture of this book is following the several steps. So first of all, we were aiming to diagnose the crisis of leadership and the core roots of this crisis. Then we moved through inner transformation towards relational and collective practice, to systemic competence, to planetary and ecosystemic stewardship. So, as Violeta has already mentioned, leadership is therefore seen progressively displaced through the heroic individual and on the top of the hierarchy. So, the person who develops the whole company, and this leadership changes into the developmental, relational, systemic, and ultimately life-serving capacity. So we provided, so we start with the introduction, co-created with the civilization team, which situated the book within the instability of Anthropocene and technological acceleration, ecological degradation, fragmentation of human, urban, virtual and natural worlds. And after that, we moved to the first chapter. And the first chapter collected the contributions from our wonderful authors, which brought us the understanding that the old paradigm is in the process of dismantling and being obsolete. It shows why technical improvements of conventional leadership are so insufficient, and what value change should be provided in order to improve their very understanding of leadership. So we argued that contemporary crisis is not merely caused by individuals. It arises from deep economic, cultural, civilizational assumptions on the extraction, separation, inequality, domination, and short-termism. So the second chapter brings us from the external crisis into our inner lives. It establishes the quality of leadership, which depends upon developmental depth of each person. So outer transformation without inner evolution risks reproducing the same patterns under the new language. Thus, the leadership needs to be presented primarily to set, not only to set the techniques, but to change the leader's inner condition. And this argument, the core argument of this chapter is that no systemic transformation is possible without corresponding transformation in consciousness, identity, emotional maturity, and perception of the leaders and followers. So we moved to the third chapter, which brings another lens to the new leadership paradigm. The third chapter moves us from individual interior to the relational field. So it shifts analysis from the individual leader to the relational ecosystem, through which meaning, culture, authority, and action emerge. So leadership now is no longer treated as something possessed by one person on the top, but as something which is generated through teams, cultures, roles, dialogue, and shared agency. The fourth chapter is now brings us the understanding that once a leadership is collective, the next step should be to replace it within the complex systems. So the fourth chapter asks how leadership can operate
Marina, we can no longer hear you.
Non-linear, knowledge is incomplete, outcomes are emergent, and no single author possesses insufficient authority or understanding. So this chapter emphasizes complexity literacy, participatory intelligence, institutional design, and capacity to work with emergence rather than impose the predetermined solutions. And finally, the fourth chapter brings this complex, overall holistic vision to the leadership as the part of the eco-civilizational and planetary movement. Leadership is no longer centered on the leader or organization or even human society.
It seems like, Marina, you got interrupted. Your connection is not up. So allow me just to complete that in this part, we seriously dive into the possibility of ecological civilization and what it means to think or imagine the planetary leadership. So those are really the major 4 chapters. Marina?
Hello, I'm so sorry.
Marina, I just continued.
Yes, yes.
Eco-civilization and planetary leadership.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, please, your final
thought. Thank you. Yeah, my final thought. So we have 35 degrees, and my phone was so it switched off because of the high temperature. So it heated so much, so it didn't work. I'm so sorry for this. So the 5th chapter, as I mentioned, is about the eco-civilizational and planetary development of leadership. And to conclude, I would like to say that we created this thread from leadership questioned to leadership transformed, to leadership distributed, to leadership systematized, and finally in the 5th chapter, the leadership rerouted in very life itself. So I think that the most important novelty of the book lies in the new horizon. Leadership is seen as a participation in living systems, guided not by efficiency or effectiveness, but mostly by wisdom, responsibility, and service to life. And I would like to say great thank you and gratitude for this honor and opportunity to work on all the texts and to collaborate and communicate with all the authors. And again, thank you so much for all the authors for contributing such an important thought and such a great. So I think that we laid down a very important foundation to their emerging of the new humanity and leadership, not as the some way of dominance, but the way of responsible stewardship and the way of supporting the very life itself. Thank you. And again, sorry for technical problems.
No. Thank you, Marina. Thank you for this lovely guidance through the beautiful book. And I know that Alexander needs to leave, and I will use this opportunity, just Alexander, to complete this part of the session, and then I will invite you to the word, because we really want to hear you before you leave, and we understand completely, of course, why you have to leave. So I just want to make this official announcement. The book is now officially launched, and this is the address at which you can download the electronic version. It's for free, and enjoy it. Let the book delivers its mission, and let's enjoy the results of it. So this is just yet another book in the series. We have now 5 books in our eco-civilization library, and we are looking forward to continue with this process. So thank you very much. And now the official presentation is over, and we are ready for an open discussion, your reflections. And as I said before, the first one I would like to invite to share the thoughts and to share the way how he felt during all this year is Alexander Laszlo, which unfortunately...
I'm here.
Are you? Okay, great. Alexander, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Violetta, my friends. This is certainly a wonderful and joyous moment to celebrate this accomplishment. I would like to reflect just a moment on what, for me, Leadership Challenged is about. It is truly about challenging what we understand, not just leadership to be, but how we embody it, how we communicate it, and what is appropriate in this day and age. So there are 3 distinct aspects to this leadership new paradigm, if you will, that we are exploring here, that I think are coming out beautifully in what we are doing together. One is the written word. And the communication, this is not so much new paradigm. That is what we tend to do. It's important that people understand the message, they can read it, reflect on it, that it is embodied in a beautiful book with wonderful graphics, well organized. And thank you so much, Marina, for walking us through it just now and helping us get a sense of the beauty, because there's an aesthetic to it as well. So one aspect is the physical book itself. No less important is the field that is being created by all of us in our engagements. Violetta, you talked about how this came together so beautifully, so quickly, with such wonderful alignments. This happened because of the dynamics of all of us in interaction at this time. We are helping create a field that fosters this type of engagement, this type of leadership, this type of well-being in the world. And I would like to suggest the importance that we continue to be in that field, to emerge that consciously, purposefully. We understand from relational quantum field physics that this is now actually a dynamic of emergence with that type of resonance. This is the consonance. This is what we are co-creating and setting up a field. It invites others to engage more easily, more rapidly, more alignedly. And this we need. So again, not to only rely on the written word of the book, very important, to also rely on how we are setting the attractors in the dynamic field that is emerging around this leadership challenged paradigm. And there's one third component as well, and that is the component of heart. So you can think of the field maybe as something more in terms of the relation quantum field dynamics, but we can also think about how do we set up the emotional, the relational, the attractors that have to do with trust, harmony, and fundamentally love. So this engagement, and I know that many of us will speak to this here, actually all of us will speak to this aspect, because love is what connects this type of leadership engagements. It connects us all here. And to remember and to also actively cultivate how leadership lives in us with beauty, harmony, care, and love. I think these are the three components: the written word, the living field, the ecosystem, let's say, and then our personal vibrational state of well-being with others. It's not an individual state only. It's a collective state of well-being. It's related to the field and it's related to the words in the book. So these three things are all together, actually. But I wanted to bring them out into separate recognition, because we have to, I think, cultivate all three things simultaneously and also with specific attention to each one of them. This, for example, what we're doing right here, right now, in the launch of the book, is an example of cultivating the field and of expressing our care for each other, for life, for the world, for future generations. That is the emotional dimension, the relational intelligence that Violetta was talking about. So with that, I share my deep love, respect, honor to be part of all of this with you. And I still have 3 minutes. So I'm going to be quiet and just remain with you for a few more minutes, and then I will have to, unfortunately, bow out. I would love to be with you, but you understand, I must move on as well. So thank you again. I will not actually be leaving you, because you will be in my heart, and I hope I will be in yours throughout the rest of all of this that we're doing together. Thank you again.
Thank you, Alexander. Thank you very much for this vibes of wisdom, and for bringing forward in such a simple way such a long-standing truth and wisdom. Thanks a lot. And yes, all the best to you and your family in these challenging times, and our hearts are with you and with your family. Thank you. But we will continue with our process, and I would like to invite as the next three speakers, those that started and hold the process that brought us to this point, which are the co-creators or co-organizers, if I may, of the Year of Leadership Challenge. And since Lev will be traveling soon, even though he will stay connected with us, I would first like to ask Lev to reflect on his thought, on his understanding of what is going on here. And I'm curious how you, Lev, have felt throughout the process, and how do you feel today? Please, the floor is yours.
Violeta, Marina, thank you very much to the whole team of Eco-Civilization. Is the quality of sound okay?
Yes.
I am in the mountains of Montenegro, so apologies if some connection issues might arise. Yes, Monica, I'm very close, and now that I look at both of you, I'm thinking maybe I should get to Slovenia as well. But I'm really about to cry, because I was reflecting as I was listening to Violeta and Marina about really the experience we had over 12, maybe 14, 15 months, right? Because the first session was, I believe, in March last year. And it really felt like I was held in a divine sort of hug all the time. Being not a very organized person myself, it felt like this kind, heart-based, but also very expensive leadership style, which Violeta, Marina, and other colleagues, introduced and produced through all the sessions, and then, of course, the book. To me, it felt like a type of paradise we all want to live in, where we have really open connections, supportive environment, understanding, trust, love. So I would say that the whole process really presented an embodied experience of what we are talking about, all the ideas. And I don't want to say that I have never been so much supported in my life, but it definitely was one of the rarest opportunities to experience this kind of connection. So I feel very, very grateful, really almost about to cry, but my heart is sort of crying with lots of warmth and gratitude. That's one aspect I really wanted to bring to the table, especially after Alexander's mentioning of those important dimensions. And the second aspect, very practical and pragmatic, I was exchanging some messages with Violeta and Marina today, and it feels that the work which has been done by all the co-authors, 26, right, or 24, from 13 countries, it's really, I would say, maybe I was studying the subject of leadership since I was very young, back in 1990, and it really was, evolving, in human civilization over time, even over those 35, 36 years. But I feel that this book and our collective work is a contribution to all of humanity. So right now I'm very much interested to really distribute this knowledge, the ideas, the frameworks to as large a number of people, both in the positions of power and authority, and those upcoming leaders throughout the world who could benefit both from the written text, but also our video recordings and other things. So number one, I feel compelled to contribute financially to the work which either has been done or will be done in the future, to promote those ideas and considerations, and also to be part of our collective effort to bring this message to all of humanity. Of course, maybe not 8 billion people, but at least hundreds, maybe thousands of people who could bring it to their communities, their organizations, and their cities. So experience was totally out of this world, and I'm not exaggerating. That was my inner, experience and perception throughout all of those 15 months. And I think the result speaks for itself, and I invite all of us to really bring it to our organizations, communities, and broader sort of planetary type of audience. So Violeta, with this, I am here listening to all of our contributors, and also I should say that I felt privileged to be working in such a group of talented, bright, both minds, but also very warm and open hearts. So Ravi and Mar, Andrea, and everybody who was in this process, it felt like, sorry to say this, but I'm the least of really special individuals, and I feel very, very grateful for this amazing experience. So if you ever need me around, I'll be very happy to co-create again.
Thank you, Lev. Thank you for also pointing out the way how you see this emerging in the future and the future potential collaborations around these topics. This is that's how it feels. It's a process. It's just not an end story. It's just one of the milestones on the way. But it's good to have it. It is good to have it. But stay around, and of course I'm confident that this is not the last thing we've done together. It's just too good to collaborate. I'll now ask just for a very quick, short response, Rajni, who also has a family emergency, and just to reflect a little bit, and thank you again for keeping this fil rouge of liner of front pages and working together with her to really find the best possible solution. Please, Rajni.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Violeta, and my sincere apologies. I wish I could have stayed here till the end of the session, but sometimes circumstances are just out of control. But definitely, this is indeed a truly proud moment for eco-civilization and for every member of its community. And launching a second book back to back within a year is very remarkable achievement. And it is indeed a testament to the dedication and hard work of everyone who have been involved across, across all the dimensions, directions of making of this book. So my heart is congratulations to you once again, Dr. Violeta, to myself, because I have been one of the contributors, and the entire eco-civilization team and each and every contributor. I must say that well done, guys. Wonderful job. And while Violeta was discussing about the book that we have published the book online, I got a chance to look at the glimpses. And I must say that the book has come up so brilliantly, wonderful. And the graphics look amazing, so colorful. It's a treat to look at those graphics. Amazing work, Dr. Violeta. And very wonderful job, Marina. And I must say that when we talk about leadership, we often say that it's our ability to create direction. It's our ability to create, influence action and hold responsibility towards a shared purpose. And I must say, Dr. Violeta, on all these three aspects, you are 10 on 10. You are spot on. You are creating a direction, you are influencing the action, and you are holding responsibility with shared purpose and vision. So once again, congratulations to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajni, and thank you for being a contributor to this book as well, while being an editor of the previous one, Mental Health, the Soft Infrastructure of Civilization, which happened in April this year as well. So yes, together we can and together we thrive. That's it. I mean, I'm convinced. So nobody can do anything by itself, or it is very partial. But being part of this, where we're correcting each other, holding space for each other, pushing each other, and together understanding so much more. This is the way to go in this chaotic world. Thank you, Rajni. All the best to your mom as well. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
So now let me go back, and it's my great pleasure to invite my dear friend and co-creator of the Year of Leadership Challenge, Mar. Come on board, and I'm really curious, what are your reflections today?
Thank you, Violeta. It's wonderful to be here. And it's very difficult to find, after all these inspired comments, to find something creative. But I will tell you some of my reflections on what is from my heart. In general, I do my analysis cautiously, studying the research. So now I'm going to speak from the heart. Because what motivate me, what was so exciting to be part of this project of yours, because it's yours and you invite us, and I would like to highlight that, because it was exciting to see how courage you were, how bold you were that your passion, professionalism, and passion, you enter in a project that breaks with the traditional codes of how we build this kind of projects. And you came from, we could say, a conservative status as a political leader in the European Commission. So you have to change your own code to start something like this. And instead of invite us to reflect on the challenge that the current leaders hold, you did the other way around, where you lead the path. You say, this is what we have to do. This is how we lead. So you took the challenge by your own. And this is what was so motivating for all of us. I think so. I am speaking for the rest. Correct me if it's not like that. No? But you transmit that. And this part, this emotional part, this is innovation. Because if we take what is leadership, like 40 years ago, emotions have to be out. No, you have to be a leader, you have to deliver, and you have to have the good image. And now it's decadent, this kind of leadership. These pseudo global leaders that try to speak of any situation, any crisis all over the world as if they were wise, and they cannot manage, they cannot do it. So without emotion. No. So you did it, and this is extremely difficult. The second part is because you did it from a structure that is eco-civilization, but a structure that is quite flexible. Then you start gathering people and trying to struggle on their own process by your own. And this is to fight back when they say this, you cannot do, you cannot have a good outcome if you do it that way. Well, flexibility, as you did it, a mind that could be flexible and transmit others to be so. This is a matter also of compassionate leadership. And this is a model to follow suit. That's why I my admiration to you on that. And finally, you have a product. The product is the physical book. And we live in a world that is rapidly and I would say terribly, negatively, is moving towards transhumanism. And when we are walking on that path, and someone enter all of a sudden, as you, with bold, with passion and professionalism, and say, no, wait, we don't need transhumanism. We have people here. We have emotions. We have people, and we are going to have a physical book as we always have, and we could deliver outcomes as well. No, so to do that, there are the 3 points: your leadership on these collaborations. No, and finally, to fight back this transhumanism ideology, because I think we enter on that ideology, and we need to know that this is not the only one and don't have to be the center. We can make something different as we are doing it. So for me, it's not just to celebrate the outcome of the book. For me, it's a celebration of the very beginning of something new, and that we steadily continue on like a process, a continuous process of construction. So thank you, Violeta. Thanks so much the team with Marina and the rest of contributors that also were give their time and their hope. This is a matter of hope and a matter of trust. So for this book, I think all the elements, all emotional elements of trust and hope and passion were with more than other elements. So thank you.
Thank you, Mar. Thank you very much. And let me just say that every single one is part of the story. And sometimes I know we tend to underestimate the importance of small vibes. And I hope through this process we'll learn about that too. And we give up on hierarchy. We give up on putting labels and statuses, but just do what it feels right and care and move along. So thank you. Manica, you jumped in at one point when the most appropriate point. So I know you were part of this process of setting up the vibes on the Year of Leadership Challenge. And how do you feel now?
So interesting. I kind of knew it. You're gonna pick me, although it wasn't logical. Of course, it was non-logical. Yes, thank you, Violeta, for a privilege to lead one of the conversations, because I was able to feel into what Lev was explaining. This, when you see our contributions in the book, it's a one-pager or two of our thoughts, our models. But when we meet each other, in debate, in exchange of knowledge, of experience, that's something different, like multidimensional, all over the place. And this is what the new leadership is all about, actually, as I feel it, as I see it. It's all intelligence leadership. Many times I feel like when you lead this dynamic new way, it's like I think with every cell of my body. And this is how I feel that we could embrace the earth, because our body is our earth. And if we are alienated, as Mars said, in transhumanism, from being engaged in creating things because the technology is in the middle, then we really have to embrace all the dynamics of leadership. And the fact is that the technology is not going anywhere. It's here. A lot of us is going to use it. We are all using it. Actually, right now is bringing us together, but there are better ways to do this. And technology is here, and we need to be brave enough to talk about things that some mainstream channels are not willing to communicate. But I think that we are all dancing on the edge right now. So I think the time is right to be brave and to speak from the heart and the facts that we are surrounded with, and not ignoring them. So yes, I really appreciate this circle of people contributing, and I can't wait to read all things that you wrote and see what's next. Thank you all for everything that you are contributing and all the souls that we are mixing here. Thank you.
Thank you, Manica. Thank you for your input and the way how optimistically you push us forward. Thanks a lot. And now I would like to invite a dear friend who's been with us in this entire journey. And many times we joined forces and thoughts in different occasions. But he made also an important step himself this year, publishing a book that I keep using as a reference point in many of my speeches as well. Ravi, it's a real pleasure to have you with us as well on at the launch of this book, and it's my pleasure to invite you on the stage now.
Thank you very much, Violeta. What I would like to say is that the publication of the book is an outstanding, extraordinary achievement. The content, the quality, the presentation, the entire confluence of art and ideas has been coalesced into bringing a concrete set of messages. And I am inclined to suggest even that eco-civilization might as well set up a publishing house, because I have not come across a publisher producing such wonderful books. So compliments to you. I would also add to what Ma said that this is the beginning of a new beginning. And we are conscious that what has been achieved is remarkable and will be a great reference point for us to go ahead. But I think I'm sure you are doing it, all of us are doing it, but I think we need to do it together on what next. Can we move from creating ideas to creating actions, howsoever small they may be, with tangible impact in each of the domains and the vision that we have created? Let me try and enumerate a few of them. The defining challenge of the 21st century, as coming out in the book, is not whether humanity possesses sufficient knowledge, wealth, or technology. The real challenge is whether humanity can acquire sufficient wisdom to govern these challenges. The question is no longer whether these problems can be solved within the existing paradigms or systems of governance. These can't be solved by existing patterns of systems of governance. We don't have much time. Can human leadership evolve fast enough to address the new challenges and responsibly exercise the power we have acquired? The premise is straightforward. Systems exist to serve people, not the other way around. Economic and political institutions derive legitimacy only when they visibly and tangibly advance human dignity, social inclusion, and planetary well-being. History suggests that radical shifts are resisted by incumbents. And that is why, even though we are growing in increasing numbers, people who have identical views, but nothing seems to be happening. We now find that we are collectively at a new watershed moment, a moment when history ceases to determine our future. We today have to determine our own future. How do we do that? Traditionally, most of the commentaries look at or tend to look at unconsciously each problem as an individual problem, be it AI, climate, inequality, poverty. Time has to come, and this has been the work which I've been doing for years. How do we attempt something more ambitious and to identify the common root causes beneath seemingly unrelated crises? And it's my conviction that what we face are the outcome of one systemic failure, an economic ideology that elevates profit above people and immediate gains above long-term consequences. Modern capitalism excels at generating wealth while normalizing two dangerous patterns. We externalize costs to future generations and we concentrate rewards to a tiny, small minority. So, the solutions are before us. There is no dearth of ideas on what needs to be done. And whether it be corporate boards or government cabinets, they are not acting because they don't know. They are not acting to correct the situation because they are not interested in correcting the situation. But I think this doesn't concern me or bother me. The level of governance and leadership has gone to such abysmally low level that 90% of the global population are no longer willing to accept exclusion. And I think for the first time, I can sense that there is more that unites the world than what divides the world. Take a simple thing like World Cup, soccer. There are only 8 teams out of 48 who have only local native-born people in their team. All others have not considered issues of caste, race, rank, wealth. No, they brought the best talent and it made them into teams which perform united with one goal. So mankind comes up with immediate solutions when pushed to the wall. And I think humanity has been pushed to the wall today. And I see consumers, employees, youth, women, and enlightened civil society groups gathering a critical mass, not with a new mindset, but with an open mind and an open heart, which is going to lead us faster to the future we are envisaging. And I think we have to convince anybody who talks to us that under no way we will accept a future which comes to us by default. We are going to get to a future we shall design for all of us collectively together, the entire planet. And Violeta, you have set the stage for this next phase of action. My compliments to you and your wonderful team. Listening to each word today carried so much inspiration that I think we all become better human beings in each other's company. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you for just bringing together so many important strings, telling us on one hand, we need to dare to dream, imagine, and deliver. But I also sensed in your voice the need to remember. And this open mind and open heart, which no longer accepts the default future. You put it so beautifully, and that's what is behind this project. We just did not accept default as the solution. We stepped right into the dynamic field of emergence and dare to look beyond, to move into uncharted waters. But I gotta say that you cannot do that if there is not a beautiful group of people that dare to walk the same path with each other. It doesn't need to be exactly the same one in a sense of physical path. There's so many different paths that go in the same direction. But just the fact that you can trust people, that they are doing the best they can, the way how they feel that is the right thing to do. Wow, that is such an empowering energy on its own. So thank you for being with us, and thank you for walking this path on and on with us. And thank you for the book, because that you wrote, From Capitalism to Populism, because it is so clear, and coming from somebody of your stature and your experiences, where you have served the structures for a long time, and all of a sudden this empowering book comes out. That is another signal that the transformation is taking place, even though the established maybe circles are still denying it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
you're muted, Violetta. You're muted.
Thank you. I'd like to move on now, and because there are a couple of additional authors with us who contribute a very valuable work, and some is based on research, some is based on a very practical, tangible aspects. And Martina Putz is one of those people who bravely entered in her, let's say, second or maybe even third stage of her life into this very demanding process of getting a PhD in the field of leadership. So, Martina, how do you reflect this path and whatever we are discussing right now and the point that we are at right now?
Thank you, Violetta. Actually, I think I will be very short, but very dense. You triggered me with saying that this book is a milestone in the process. And we learned at the beginning of Eco-Civilization Slovenia that a stone is a being with a bit, which is initiated when exposed to the natural forces. If you remember, we were...
Lipica.
Yes. And a human presence in the self-reflection within a writing process is a great natural force. And this force is reinforced with reading others through the thread of their thoughts, not just their words. And that is a true movement for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Martina, and all the best in your journey as well. And I hope that we will continue to exchange these valuable experiences and thoughts and dreams and co-shape each other in the future as well.
Thank you.
With us is also somebody who was not part of the year of Leadership Challenge. However, I've met Janin at the very interesting summit in Zagreb, and we kind of complemented each other really well when we were on the stage. So it was, in a way, natural impulse to invite him to join us, and hopefully he will continue to co-shape our discussions in the future as well. So how was your experience, and how do you feel today?
Hi, hi everyone. Nice to meet you. This is a new group for me. I don't know almost anyone, so it's a pleasure to be with you. Well, first of all, it's an honor actually to be given the space and the opportunity to just lay out some thoughts next to such esteemed co-authors. And for me, it's the most important part is actually this moment where I get to see the faces and hopefully connect with these people. I mean, I've already started connecting in LinkedIn with some of you, just try to create my connections and and you know, Violeta, I was nudging you like, when is this going to happen? When is this launch going to happen? Because of this reason, I wanted to see all the other contributors on the book. So for me, it's fantastic that collective wisdom can come together like that. I actually don't know how long it took you to gather all the resources, human, physical, and spiritual together. 6 months, it feels to me as a miracle. Like, I don't know anyone who's published a book in 6 months, but you've done it, and I'm just grateful to be with you guys today, with everyone. And yeah, hopefully, as I said, like, I'd love to meet people in person and get to exchange perspectives on what does this mean for the world, and what does this mean for the leadership that needs to emerge to see us through to a different place. So I'll just leave it at that. Thanks again, and I'll hand it over to you, Violeta.
Thank you very much. And you're part of it now, so you can step in, out. It's a free flow, but I hope we will continue to co-create in the future. I just noticed a message that Natasha had to leave already, so she's also one of the co-authors, but I will continue to move on now. And on my screen, the next one is Eleanor. Eleanor, we've met last year in UN headquarters in Vienna, and since then we somehow, our worlds keep intertwining step by step. And I was really honored and happy that you contributed your article as well soon after you published your own book on leadership as well. So thanks for being with us as well, and the stage is yours.
Thank you, Violeta, for this wonderful experience that brought us together, and a big thanks to all co-authors. It was really an incredible adventure, and I just want to share this wish that I have with you all, and I want to be very precise, and I wrote it down. All these adventure, all this process with the book that is now out in the world makes sense to me only if we, each of us personally, put into practice what we have written as authors. Our action will carry even more value and impact than the written word. This is my wish for all of us.
How beautiful, thank you. And I hear you, I really hear you. And Ravi also had this in his message. We gotta start practicing it. And I wrote it down as well while you were talking, Eleonora, and also when Ravi was speaking, that let's just take this, read, take what feels right and walk with it. Just integrate in the day-to-day practice. That's how, in a way, I live. You know, I get inspired by so many people that cross my path, and I integrate bits and pieces that I'm ready for, that I have the absorption capacity for, and I move on. And sometimes I go back and I see, oh, okay, now I can actually take more, because life has shaken me enough that I understand more. So yeah, wonderful invitation. So let's do it. And maybe we meet in, I'm thinking about a mini conference on this leadership challenge, maybe next year in spring. And then we'll see how we're going to reflect that, exactly this invitation. So thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Violeta. It's time to integrate. We explore together, yeah. But now it's time to integrate.
Exactly. Thank you. And this is a perfect moment to invite also Sanchita. With Sanchita, we've been also walking and cross-connecting and intertwining now for several years. It all started for a new year in India. years ago. And since then, we're complementing each other, and I'm really happy, Sanchita, you're with us. And how do you feel? What would you share with us today?
I also wonder how our paths crossed, Violetta, and how we didn't leave each other throughout this. But huge congratulations to the entire team. Believe me, I feel so, so humble today, sharing this space with you. And, I'll be very honest, when I got this email that the book is getting launched, I had both goosebumps and I was really surprised. I mean, it was such a short period of time for a book to come up. I was just thinking that, only yesterday we had these, webinars, we were brainstorming about it, and here it is, such a huge one. It's a wonderful feeling. And today, after such pearls of wisdom have already flown in, and I find myself reflecting not only on leadership, but on the people who make leadership possible, all of you around here. In India, we have this very ancient expression, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, the world is one family. In fact, our Honorable Prime Minister also keeps saying that. It's a beautiful idea, but in truth, it's not always easy to live. We come from different countries, cultures, experiences, beliefs. We carry different stories, different scars. Yet every now and then someone creates a space where those differences do not divide us, but enrich us. For me, that is what you have done through this leadership challenge. When I mean you, I know there's a huge team behind you, but there is somebody who's always leading that thought. So you did not simply bring together contributors to a book, you created a gathering of voices, experiences, hopes, perspectives. In a world that often feels fragmented, hurried, uncertain, for me, I don't count it as a small achievement. So I've always believed that leadership at its core is exactly that, not having all the answers, but helping others find light, meaning, possibility, even in challenging times. Through your vision, dedication here, belief in this project, as I said, I had good goosebumps when I read that this is coming up. You have done precisely that. What moves me most in such projects is how beautifully this is built, and the most important thing that I find is trust and hope, which another co-author has also said. Trust that people will show up, trust that ideas matter, trust that conversations can still inspire, and that across oceans and continents, human beings can connect through shared purpose. You are privy to what I have seen during this past 1 year. And this is one of the most important things that it came across. And perhaps most importantly, also hope that leadership can still be rooted in humanity, that kindness still has a place in professional spaces, which is quite rare. Hope that our stories, when shared honestly, can help someone we may never meet or has never met. For example, I was sharing the space with Dr. Rajni Vora. Believe you me, I know her for the last 2 to 3 years. We haven't met, but we share such a beautiful bonding. And this is how, it happens, hope that we are holding on to each other. And for that, I want to really thank you, not only for your, perseverance, but for the spirit with which you carried this whole endeavor forward, eco-civilization movement forward. And I'm genuinely proud to have been a very small part of this collective effort. You've been really, really kind. Years from now, people may remember the book, the lessons, and the ideas. I'm yet to go through that, but I know that it's going to be beautiful. But what I will remember most is the intention behind it, the generosity, the belief in people. Believe you me, that's the most important thing, and the heart that brought it all together. Beautiful you. And I believe we are living through one of the most unusual periods in modern history. I don't know how many of you would resonate to that belief of mine. The world is more connected than ever before, yet that loneliness is rising. Information is abundant, but wisdom often feels scarce. We speak constantly about values, purpose, sustainability, inclusion, ethics, yet many leaders privately struggle with pressures that pull them in the opposite direction. Ask me. I go through that, most of the time. In many professional environments, speed has become more important than reflection. Books or platforms like these reinforce your faith in all the good things life has to offer. Perception more important than character. That has become so prevalent now. The challenge for leaders today is not merely to achieve success, it is to achieve success without losing themselves in the process. I strive for it. So that is becoming increasingly difficult. Many of us find ourselves navigating spaces where loyalty is transactional, relationships are fragile, principles are tested far more frequently than they are celebrated, probably. Yet I have learned that values are most meaningful precisely when they're inconvenient. Anyone can speak of integrity when there is nothing at stake. The true test comes when compromise appears easier, faster, and more profitable. May this book be the only one chapter in a much larger story of impact that you continue to create, Violeta. And once again, thank you so much for making me a part of it.
Thank you, Sanchita. You're always so precise in your articulation and almost like setting up a framework already. So we got to talk. We will talk and see which direction can we move next. But the message is that you shared, which I share with you so deeply, is that this process that brings together people who care. And I think this is the essential element, because those that don't care just come and go. They don't stick. Yeah. When you are in the group of people who care, trust is simply there. And I mean, maybe it sounds like we did the March book in 4 months. We did this one in 6 months because it's much thicker. But it was a normal flow. Yes, it required a lot of dedication. Yes, it required a lot of professionalism. But these people were part of the process because they cared. They did it. They did it well. We all did it well. You did it well because you submitted your articles on time. Why did you? You know, in spite of all your incredibly busy agendas, there is something in this caring element of life that somehow connects us. And I hope we will continue to do so without expectations and judgments. And people come and go and come back, and we, again, move in different directions. But when you experience the vibe of caring and trusting, that connection is life forever, no matter where we go. And whenever you call me, Sanchita, I don't even think, I just say yes, because I know that something good will emerge, because I trust you that you're going to bring me into the circle that is worth being part of. Yeah. And I feel the same with all of you. So that's how we cross-pollinate, that's how we cross-connect. And yeah, I think since I think that everybody has spoken, I would like to bring this a little bit to an end and just share this faith in humanity. And I am convinced transhumanism is a blink in the history of humanity and this planet Earth. Humanity will be strong enough in the next forthcoming years to integrate all modern technologies as a tool, not as a destination. And let's jointly make sure we stand for that. We just need to speak out. This is the time we all have to speak out. It's not the time to be quiet. And we all speak from our field of truthfulness, knowing that the truth itself is very subjective. There is no objective truth. But once we engage with each other, these beautiful things are emerging, and we're floating in that emergence of the fields. And that's where the right decisions are taken. That's where the steps forward are being decided. So let's have trust in that. Let's continue to build on that. I cannot tell you how, in a way, excited, but on the other hand, so special I feel today. Especially after all these conversations. The book is done, but this is what matters in tomorrow, right? And Lev, thank you for just documenting all great thoughts and all these discussions in the chat. I couldn't be part of it because I had to follow the process, but I could here and there. I took a look, and it's really exciting. The core sentences, the messages that we put forward. So go ahead, integrate, as I said, whatever you feel is the right thing to integrate for you at this point of time, and just use it and walk the path with enrichment of it that we provided to each other. So really, thanks a lot, and allow me to just close this session.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It's
you.
been a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Memorable always.
Thank you to everybody.
Thank you all. We will share all this
Yes.
discussion, and you will get access to it. And we will share bits and pieces on social media as well. And of course, all of you will receive a copy of a physical book as well, of course. So Marina is collecting your physical addresses that we can send you the book. So please do not deny her email. Make sure you share if you want the book. If you don't want, that's fine too. But if you have a chance to share these books with universities, let me know, then I will share more books with you. I'm here in Slovenia. I'm taking them to many different universities, private and public. And I'm happy to do it if you have connections that where you would like to share that as well. Let me know. Just the same mail that you will send about your physical address, just also write to how many different places you might want to take that book, and I will send you more. Okay?
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day, evening, wherever you are.
Thank you.
This is the first day of the rest of our life.
Exactly. And it's the first day of a new cycle of Mother Nature. Okay?
Absolutely.
So let's write on it. Bye-bye. Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.